Alright, well, we're gonna ally, since Clover is unconscious. And then we'll see what horrible thing is gonna happen that's gonna make us come back and have to betray. Because something's gonna have to happen to incentivize us to have made the other decision. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
So you chose ally after all?
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing. The mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. I'm concerned about what happened with Dio and Temioji. My guess is that they might have voted betray, and then there's going to be an argument about what exactly happened in there.
Yeah.
Luna nodded and walked off toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching, and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand.
Tenmyoji does only have 1 point though, so betraying at this point would be kinda dumb for him.
Why? Because he needs people's trust to climb back out?
Because if he betrays now with Dio in there, and he doesn't trust Dio, then Dio can just leave.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What in the hell is this? It couldn't be blood, could it? No. That was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult. But every single time I'd bled red, like any other human being. So either he's got a faulty memory if he's a robot, or it's an artificial arm that he just doesn't remember getting.
How do you forget getting an artificial arm, though?
I don't know. I mean, with those cryogenic beds, right? You know, I already was thinking that maybe they've been here for a lot longer than they think. Maybe it's possible that while he was unconscious, his arm was changed out or something.
There's also why the arm would be changed out as a question.
Yeah, I
if it
don't
happens
know.
like that.
Unless there's some kind of... I mean, obviously we don't have all the information, so we can't answer it now.
Yeah.
But just hypothetically, he must have gotten an artificial... Either his memory is wrong, it's just been programmed wrong, you know, so that he'll think he's a human. Or he is a human and he has an artificial arm that he just doesn't remember getting. I can't explain why.
Yeah.
So why was it that this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing? Get the hell over here! They're gonna show the results!
Yeah, right. On my way. I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others. The thing is, if they had pressed betray, I would expect Temioji and Dio to already be yelling at each other about it.
Round 2 of
I guess,
the Apex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Unless they vote betray, and then they're both going to pretend, no, we pressed ally, it must be a bug.
Oh, Dio only has 5, so actually,
Okay.
yeah.
But everybody did ally.
Yeah. If only the whole game could go like this.
Yeah. And so that puts, what, 4 people on 8 and 3 people on 7.
Yeah,
So one more round of everybody allying, and the only people who wouldn't be able to go through are Temioji and Alice.
Yep. As well as anyone who dies from Radical 6 stuff.
Or subtracted accordingly.
This is incredible! Look, everyone voted ally! You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose betray after what Phi said to me?
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma.
Wait, did his eyes just change now that he's got, like, smiling eyes?
Yeah, his eyes change a lot. I'm surprised you haven't noticed until now.
I hadn't noticed it until now. It's kind of weird. It's very anime.
Sigma? Sigma, are you alright?
There's also the surprise that Luna isn't ever, like, choosing even when, like, the correct choice for her would to be force ally on you or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a bit odd.
She is totally non-committal. Because she's Zero Senior, and she doesn't want to influence the game.
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh? Oh, yeah, looks like we all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like that.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
I feel like we should just be honest at this point. Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
Is this all the same? No, it's not.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't even Dio who said it last time.
Hop around a
So.
bit too.
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well.
You're paired up with Tenmyoji again for this white round.
Were.
What?
You're paired up with Tenmyoji to make white again.
Right.
Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Well, what will you 2 do?
We should go too.
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
About what?
Something?
About our hand, probably.
Yeah.
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. Yeah, gee, you think? That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything. I promise, it's nothing.
See, you thought my pass failed. Joke's on you. See you later.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest, and marched out of the yellow door. Temyoji and Kei quickly followed. In only moments, all three had disappeared.
So you know the yellow door is the infirmary now, if that wanted to influence your decision at the start.
Yeah. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Okay.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. I figured it'd be the garden. The garden?
You know this place?
Yes, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
In another life.
Yeah.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors.
There are the green
I think
doors.
it's the perfect place for a serious conversation.
That is true, and I'm pretty sure there were lots of, green buttons and things in various control rooms.
Yeah.
Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment, and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom, and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me. Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
Yeah. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we be familiar with that one?
Just in case, can you explain it for the sake of the third person who's not here?
Yeah, for the sake of the
The tree.
The vegetables, yeah. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named...
Tiltil, probably, and Miltil.
Talk you later, and something else. Tiltil and Mittel get asked to find a bluebird by this old woman, and they travel to the dream world. Or something. Anyway, supposedly, if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually, they give up and go home. But when they wake up, the bird is in a bird cage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story, and it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true.
This person is related to why she's in the game, aren't they?
They might
All
be.
of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they meant. It was so kind.
I mean, most of the Zero Escape games don't have many loose ends, so...
Mm-hmm.
I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But
It's going to turn out that, like, the person who gave this to them was Alice's father or something, and there's a connection there.
one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
There's more?
Yes. When Tiltil and Mittel try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral, then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
Oh, it needed me to click again.
I think you might be Tiltil.
No, we're not tilted yet. What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
Sure?
Where did you find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2 in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we'd split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice. And then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice, didn't you? That doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice.
That's not exactly the first thing that doesn't make sense in our story, but okay.
So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Well,
Look at the lion.
I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
What?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Damn. So you did see it, huh?
Yes.
I thought that was already
Robots
established.
these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human. And ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still, my hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving me a heart palpitations.
If I even had a heart.
Yeah. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Yes, which if Zero built the robot, very likely we couldn't assume that they would be programmed to follow that. It's possible, but, I mean, you know, you don't expect your enemies to be programming robots like that.
They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings, except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Oh yeah, I've heard those before. That's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed, I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws.
I don't think it works that way.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
Or a human.
That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes. Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes.
How?
Well, the atom should be able to tell us.
Oh yeah! That thing in the infirmary! I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us. But when I turned, there was nothing. Who is it?
Is someone there?
Are they maybe behind that suspiciously large tree?
Yeah, planting a bomb.
Just me.
Oh.
Fi?
Sorry, but can you guys come over here?
I mean, Fi
I
could
need
still
you to
be the
see
one
something.
planting the bomb.
Yeah. She needs us to see something. Maybe the bomb you just planted? Luna and I looked at one another, shrugged, and stepped into the bushes.
Welcome.
What? How long have you been here?
I just got here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about?
Yes.
Whatever.
Please don't pry.
Just have a look at this.
I followed the line of her finger. It is the bomb.
Yep.
Shit! This is...
Antimatter bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
It says 01.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
Shit! Then there's no question, huh?
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere?
I can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
Damn it. That means we're dealing with a combined explosive power equal to 3 tons of TNT. Oh, if only.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys? I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes anyway?
Well, I was taking a walk.
In the bushes. Taking a walk? You really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine. You got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret. So I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here. And just as I'd suspected, there you were talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
And then she stepped back or something in shock, and that's when she broke a twig. Because she had been being careful until she saw the bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Alright, well, we will check up with everybody in the infirmary next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all then. Bye!
Bye.